Oh, wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I am your host, Joseph, a.k.a. Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, you can listen to this show wherever you get your RSS feed, but if you're on iTunes, please drop us a 5-star review, and if you really, really like us, go to patreon.com/badbit, throw us a buck our way. And so with all that said, with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson, how are you, sir?
Doing well.
Yeah.
I'm happy that we, for the most part, survived PAX in one piece.
Yeah, man. It's been an adventure.
Me more than you, but it's fine. You'll get there.
Well, because here's the deal. So, like, we went to PAX. By the way, patrons, if you didn't already know, Patreon PAX episode is up on patreon.com/badbit. But it will also be attached to this episode here. We'll give you time codes and everything. So if you want to skip ahead or you know when to stop, there you go. It's in the description. But like that bed, because we were sharing a hotel, was so uncomfortable that I knew, because like I have a bad back already, I knew something was going to happen because I'm prone to having a stiff neck. And I remember the final night when we recorded our Patreon PAX episode, I was just like, tonight's the night. And I drove home. I was in pain. And then once I got home, I immediately died. I couldn't turn my neck. I couldn't turn my body. Like, I was in so much pain. It was, I haven't experienced that much since like I had the gallbladder episode. And so all of a sudden, like, we almost went to the hospital, went to the doctor's office. I know this is very inside this podcast for some reason, but like,
no, your health is important.
Yeah, it's true. I host a show. If somehow I died tomorrow, I think that'd be important. But yeah, like I got fixed up. Like they gave me meds and this topical cream, and I'm fine.
Great.
Yeah, they pretty much gave me head on, but applied directly to my neck and shoulders, and it fixed me up. I'm fine. I'm A-okay. You know? How about you? How have you survived PAX?
I made out pretty well. You know,
not feeling sick?
No, not feeling sick. Every day we were up for God only knows how long. And
at least 2 o'clock in the morning.
My legs took a toll on me from just standing around and waiting in lines and whatnot. But I got home Sunday. I slept for 14 hours straight.
Same.
And I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm very happy. I'm going to knock on wood real quick.
Yeah.
Just to make sure tomorrow I don't wake up with a fever and the coronavirus. But, you know, it works.
Listen, gang, it's 15 miles away from me. The first case in Jersey, it's near. So who knows what's going to happen next week if I'm here or I'm like 6 feet under, you know what I mean? Kyle, listen.
Well, if you ever get, quarantined in the hospial, I can just come to you and we can record on either side of the door.
I'll be like the bubble boy.
Yes. I'll have a hazmat suit on. I'll have the mic inside with me.
Oh my goodness. Kyle, before we talk about the brilliant Final Fantasy demo, before we talk about the coronavirus affecting E3, before we talk about departures at Santa Monica Studios, what have you been playing, Kyle?
So what I've been playing, besides all the indie stuff and not indie stuff at PAX, kind of goes in with the first story, so maybe I'll hold off on it.
Okay.
I pretty much played the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo like 3 times.
Wow.
Because I love it so much. But we'll get into it in a little bit. So I'd much rather hear what you've been playing because it's a game I'm super excited about.
Dude, I've been playing Bloodroots. This is a code provided by Pop Agenda, by Paper Cult. This is a game that was high on our list at PAX last year. And yeah, we got a code, unfortunately, on PC. But don't worry about it. I improvised. I used a DualShock controller. Pretty much the same thing. I literally tried mouse and keyboard for 5 minutes. I was like, this is disgusting. And I cleansed myself, grabbed that DualShock, and let me tell you something. Paper Cult has something on their hands here, because what Bloodroots essentially is Samurai Jack meets
Hotline Miami.
Meets The Revenant. Like, that's what the art style screams out to me. I remember when I read it on IGN, they're like, dude, it's like Samurai Jack. I'm like, perfect freaking analogy. But a lot more greens in terms of its art direction here, and a lens for making it look a lot different than most of the indies that we see nowadays. And the action is fast. So pretty much essentially, instead of using guns, there are ranged weapons. Like there is a rifle and there are vases you can throw at enemies. The whole point of this game is your village has been wiped out and you're going to go after the people that wiped out your village. And you're using anything that you could get your hands on to murder your foes, to exact your revenge. And it's tongue-in-cheek, like there's a lot of fourth wall breaking, but at the same exact time, it is a somewhat serious tone that they have throughout the game. I'm about halfway in so far, and essentially what you're doing is you're grabbing things like a vase to kill an enemy, or you're grabbing an axe, or you're grabbing a fence or a ladder, or anything, again, you could get your hands on. You're using it as a weapon. And some things in the environment are unique. Like if you grab a ladder, you could pretty much spin it in around you and just have a AoE attack for your enemies and just knock them down. Now
you can hop on barrels and roll around on the barrels and run people over as well too, right?
Yeah, it's crazy how much, though it is an action game, it's also kind of a puzzle game where you can approach it through different angles. So you're never playing the same game twice, but every time you mess up, you know it's on you and it's not the game doing it. Or if it does mess up, it's because sometimes your character's a little bit too fast. It's a little bit too fluid. But the cool thing about it, every time you complete a stage or you complete a level, it actually gives you a scoreboard next to your friends as well. So like there is this whole thing of like, how fast can I go through the level? How many enemies can I kill? And that's going to help me beat my friend on the scoreboard. So it's really cool. I'm digging it so far. The only thing that I'm not digging is some of the platforming elements. It's kind of the same issue that I had with Darksiders a few weeks back, where the camera's fixed. So whatever the position that camera is in, you have to kind of deal with it. And that sucks because it doesn't help my depth perception one bit. So platforming is a little bit clumsy, and because you're a little bit too fast, it doesn't feel good to platform. It feels awesome to kill. It feels totally dope. And when there's like the last guy on the stage, you have this cool little kill intro that you do, like a finisher. But other than that, Bloodroots, fantastic. I think it's $19.99 right now. Go out there, buy it on PSN, on Switch, whatever other. I think it's just PC, PS4, and Switch. So go out there, buy it. Fantastic. Kyle, that's what I've been playing. But before we get into the news, again, this episode brought to you by our beautiful patrons over at patreon.com/badbit. A shout out to our new patrons, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, and Alfonso, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Arlano, and our Silver Plus members, Ray Martinez, JB, the Purple Monkey himself. Thank you for supporting us. Because of your support, we are where we are right now. You got us to PAX. You have us talking here on the show. If we got you through a bad day, if we got you through a drive home, please, please, please consider throwing a buck our way. It helps make us better and build the show. So with that, Kyle, it's time to square up the news. Let's do it.
The first story comes from Joseph Yaden over at PS Lifestyle. Final Fantasy VII Remake has gone gold with a month to spare. No more delays. Earlier this morning, we were greeted with the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo on PS4. A pleasant surprise for those eager to get their hands on it. But the demo isn't the only Final Fantasy VII Remake news today. The highly anticipated remake has also gone gold, meaning its core development is complete. The file has been printed to a disc and sent to Sony, and it's on track to launch in April. Tetsuya Nomura stated the following, quote, "Yes, it's all right now. We needed a little more time for some of the last quality improvements, but it has already gone gold, and there won't be any further delays," end quote.
Oof. And let me tell you, we played it at PAX. We then got to play the home demo. Two totally different demos, by the way.
Yeah.
And there was also a lot of other news that comes with this demo. First and foremost, throughout the month of March, if you buy a Nestle candy product, but they're trying to push Butterfinger on you, don't be fooled. Okay, Butterfingers, crunch or get the fuck out of here. Okay,
I think Baby Ruths also count. I think.
Baby Ruths, though, also trash.
True.
So, like, it's really, you're settling for crunch. Now, here's the thing. If it's in a bunch of crunch,
oh, here we
that's
go.
a fucking game changer. Because
here we go.
You just sneak it in a pocket when you go into a movies, bam, you don't have to pay that surcharge, and you get a free Final Fantasy VII dynamic theme. Not free because you're buying candy, but whatever. Cheat on your diet. You only live once, okay?
They also have a bunch of in-game items as well, the more candy you buy.
That's great.
I think every 2 you buy is like another thing you can unlock in the game.
Video games, man.
Final Fantasy in particular with their sponsoring deals is insane.
I mean, wasn't it Cup of Noodles last time?
Cup of Noodles, yes, in 15.
Jeez. What was it in 14 or 13?
I don't remember, but back when this Final Fantasy VII, the original game, came out, it was partnered with Pepsi and like on cases of Pepsi and stuff. So long history there.
Yeah, God, Pepsi's trash. This is a Coke podcast, by the way.
As I drink my Pepsi, because it's the only thing we have in the house right now.
Why? Might as well drink a Dasani. As long as you upload the demo by April 5th, you also get another dynamic theme. And like I said,
download the demo.
Sorry, download the demo.
Yeah.
So Ray Martinez very worried about this. He's like, I just want the game. I don't want to play the demo, and that's all. Like, I don't want to get overhyped. I get it, but I'm sorry, we're about to overhype you. Kyle, I got a question for you. It's the same question famous Seamus writes in. The most famous Seamus I've ever met in my entire life. And he writes, what was your favorite part about the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo? Both at PAX and here at home.
Oh, man. So at PAX, the moment I put on those headphones, also the moment I got a ticket that says I can go play, hallelujah, I put those headphones on and I heard that menu music, the chills went through my body. I had goosebumps everywhere. I was so excited that it was finally here. And so when I played the PAX demo, I was just in awe. I was like, oh my God, there's Cloud. The way I imagined him. There's Barrett, the way I imagined him just towering over Cloud, not these little polygons, weird looking things. My favorite thing would be the voice acting. 100%. More so in the demo we got at home, but just I love the banter. I love the back and forth between them. As far as like gameplay goes, from the PAX demo, I loved how quickly it clicked in my brain, switching between Barrett and Cloud with the simple up and down on the D-pad and hitting the Scorpion tank. Because all we got at PAX East was the Scorpion tank boss fight with a couple little enemy mobs beforehand.
That is my first question though for you. Like playing this game, being a huge Final Fantasy fan, loving the first one. I mean, the love is there. You see it from the team, but did it feel like a remake in terms of like the combat to you? Like, was it a step up from what you've wanted?
I am traditionally a turn-based purist. I love traditional turn-based RPGs.
Okay,
so like, it's something that I'm happy to report that it's not as big of a hurdle for me, the combat. Like, it did click pretty well and it is fun. But when it comes to like total remake, just that environment alone, and knowing what it looked like in the first game is blowing my mind, the amount of detail that they put into it. Like when you descend down in the long hallway where the Scorpion tank shows up, I was like, ooh, there's a save point over here. Usually I can go save in. I know exactly the halfway across the bridge. It will cut screens to go to the next spot. It is. I'm blown away by the amount of detail just in the environments alone.
Because here's the thing that's going to sound creepy. I was staring at you from afar and you just felt like you looked like you were just in heaven.
I had a huge smile on my face.
Yeah. Like, it was just like, this is it. You're home. It's kind of like the only way I can even match that is like when I saw the Force Awakens trailer for the first time. I was like, oh my God, look at that lightsaber. You know what I mean? Like, it's something magical when you love something that much. For me, as a non-Final Fantasy VII fan, I wasn't in love with the demo. I told you at PAX, I was just like, this is gonna be a game I buy. I don't know if I'm gonna beat it though. It
Because
seems,
your one thing was it just dropped you. There was
yeah,
no lead up.
yeah. At the PAX demo, it was just like, here's the boss. Here's 3 dudes. Have fun. I'm just like, but I don't know any of the controls. I don't know any of the moves. I am a complete novice. Like the chick next to me, who was like the Final Fantasy like chaperone, I guess. Yeah, representative or chaperone. Like she's my mom.
All right, everybody, do you have your exit buddy? It is lunchtime. Let's go.
Hold hands to the exit.
Grab your paper bag.
Dude, I felt so bad for her because I was just like, what do I do here? She's like, use a Phoenix down, you fucking idiot. I'm sorry, I killed Cloud twice.
Oh, no.
But, like, you know, at the comfort of my own home, sitting down, not having a busted demo where the music was way too loud.
Yeah.
This demo that they gave us was like 45 minutes long.
The one at home we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, it broke down each section perfectly well. Like, there was one complaint, I think, on Kotaku, and I'm sorry I'm going to shit on you here, guy, but one person's like, they didn't explain things well. I'm like, every time there's something new, they literally make sure that you can't skip it unless you hold, start.
You press the option button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it. Let's go.
Come on, let's go. So it's either you have ADHD like me and you didn't read it, or I don't know what to tell you, because they ran through everything perfectly fine. I was playing it on normal. I had a little bit of a trouble the first playthrough. Second playthrough, though, it clicked. Man, it felt so good. Yeah, pausing in and out of the fights felt really great. Even playing it, Kyle, guess what?
Yeah.
It's been 1,807 days. Playing it like Bloodborne, where like I'm using dodges more than actually like running up to them, felt really good to me. The combat itself just felt evolved. Like, I've played a little bit of Final Fantasy 15, a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 3, and it feels like they perfected what they wanted to get out of that combat system, and whatever makes Final Fantasy's turn-based system work there, and kind of merge those things into something that is very intuitive. Sure, the camera doesn't work all the time for you, but for the most part, it felt really great. Yeah. And I feel like when you master it, it gives you shortcuts. And you told me, you're like, I mastered it.
Oh, yeah. At PAX in the demo specifically, I was like, okay, I'm going, because they brought the stagger, excuse me, they brought the stagger mechanic from Final Fantasy 13, where you beat up on the enemy to a certain point. They kind of get like exhausted, and that's when you can hit him with your high powered stuff and just do the most damage.
Yeah.
But the moment I figured that out, after I used Barrett to hit the thunder on the Scorpion tank to raise that stagger, I immediately hop over to Cloud, do his special moves, which are like L1 and square for braver in the demo, and L1 triangle for focus thrust. And I think they even had another move during the PAX demo that isn't in the demo that you download at home.
Yeah.
It seems so intuitive for me. Yeah. And I really love that. And I'm excited for when the full game is out, getting in the menu and customizing what the shortcuts are, and kind of doing my own thing when it comes to that, and really prioritizing the moves that I want to use.
And like the characters, you're right. For the most part, they fucking nail it. Like the fat guy that reminds me of me. I'm like,
Wedge?
why you? Yeah, Wedge.
Wedge
Antilles is in it, and he gained a few pounds. Jesse has the fucking hots for you.
So like here.
So thirsty, dude.
Here's why I think we both say that this demo that we get to play at home is better. It not only is it, Joe, so you know this, I'm pretty sure you do know this. The way that this demo opens up is how the original game opens up.
Oh, really?
With them coming in on the train, the big shot of Midgar and zooming in. That is how the original game opened up.
Oh, shit. So you were just like stunned.
I was, I think even IGN might have a side-by-side of the original and the remake, and how they time up. But just seeing the detail there, and then like giving us more info on these characters that didn't really get a whole lot of love in that department, such as Jesse. They killed Jesse in this one. I don't mean like in a bad way.
Dude, spoilers.
No, absolutely not. What I mean is like the character that I believe Jesse could have been in the original. They give her more time. She's very flirty, and like
the one thing that I don't like is like everybody has grunts. And I get it. It's
Oh.
like typical like
It's anime.
Japanese anime type of thing. Because like everybody's like, so are you single? And he's just like,
Yeah. What if we just did a whole podcast of just the RPG grunts?
Oh.
What?
Yeah, it's like, dude, like, stop making so much goo. I'm trying to. I get it, Cloud. You're hot. I don't know what to tell you. You know, he makes me confused. Anyway, loved it. I think this demo's fantastic. I listen. If you're like Ray, and you want to go pure, blinders on, salute you. I dug it as a non-Final Fantasy fan. This is a day one. I'm so fucking hyped. I'm on the train.
I totally get where you're coming from, Ray.
Yeah.
But like, play it, man. I'm also kind of with you on that one, but it is. Once you experience it, it is such tears of joy. Tears of joy. Look at you.
All right.
Look at you.
Rip and tear until it fits the frame. I framed Doom Eternal because I loved it so much at PAX. Mm-hmm. These two games are like weeks apart.
Yeah.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be goddamn rough. Look at this photograph. Every time it really makes me laugh.
Look at this photograph.
Every time it really makes me laugh. On to the next story, Kyle. I'm sorry, you broke you.
Because like I'm seeing the meme where it's just Chad Kroger. Look at this graph.
Look at this graph. This is a great
anyway,
already.
Brian Ashcroft from Kotaku writes up, the PlayStation 2 is now 20 years old. On March 4th, 2000, the PlayStation 2 went on sale in Japan. The console would go on to become the best-selling video game console ever, moving over 155 million units and becoming home to many of the greatest games ever made.
Oof, that's a gosh dang statement. But I didn't realize it until today. PlayStation 2. 20 years old. Mm-hmm. Now, Kyle, you hold more memories than I do of this system.
Hell yeah. You
are the true PlayStation fanboy. What's your favorite memory out of here?
Oh, so many. Just from gaming standpoint, you got Bully, you got Rogue Galaxy, Dragon Quest VIII, the SSX trilogy, Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter, my love of guitar rhythm games came from here. Like Guitar Hero was the start on PS2. DDR, like I played the crap out of DDR on those
really?
dance nets. Oh, I was a big DDR fan. Yeah.
Okay.
Not to mention like Final Fantasy X and GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Like all what's the word I'm looking for? Not informative. Affirmative?
Those are not. Well, they're informative in many ways.
What's formative? There we go. Formative experiences for me as a gamer, and why I love PlayStation so much because it gave me those experiences. And it just, I know that startup screen is great with the blocks floating and just like.
Honestly, that is my favorite startup screen.
Yeah. Also, from non-gaming standpoint, it was the first time I had a DVD player in my house. So I was able to experience watching DVDs with like behind the scenes stuff. And
funny you should say that. That is actually how we sold our parents into getting me a PlayStation. It was like, here, we buy it and then we'll get Stargate bundled in with it. Oh, remember Stargate? I do. We watched it 8 times, not because we wanted to. But like, yeah, for me, the PlayStation 2 was the party system. Like, that's where I played Call of Duty. That's where I played games like Ratchet and Clank. Oh, God. So good. I mean, I remember my friend Connor introducing me to Nuts and Bolts, and like, it was fantastic. Like, that is a console that I hold a lot of friendship memories for. And when we talk about Grand Theft Auto, Kyle, we have, what is it, like 2 or 3 different types of GTA that landed in this generation?
3.
Which one was your favorite?
Vice City. I love the Miami neon vibes a whole lot.
Okay, like the Scarface like vibes.
Yeah. Even though I can objectively say that San Andreas is a better game than Vice City, but I just love the whole feeling, and I love the radio stations in Vice City a whole lot too.
Oh my God, yeah. Hey, how about, you know what? If you would you kindly read one of our viewers'
Absolutely.
memories.
Ray Martinez, right? Is Red last name? I didn't want to mistake that.
There you go.
Ray, we love you. Ray's memory, PS2 memory. I remember trying to bounce a check, trying to buy my first PS2. I was willing to accept whatever consequences came from doing that. Unfortunately, they ran my check through some machine. It beeped red, and I got turned away. PS2 still sitting on the checkout counter. It was heartbreaking. Several months later, and a lot of ramen eaten and several pounds lighter, I finally got one, and it was amazing. My first games were Gran Turismo A-Spec and Final Fantasy X. I also brought my first DVDs, Ghostbuster and The Matrix.
Ooh.
So many great memories. Thank you, Sony.
Oh my god, I forgot. How did I forget The Matrix? I don't know, but I remember buying that DVD at a supermarket for my PlayStation 2. That's freaking hilarious. Oh my god. It's crazy how, like, I'll read Josh's memory. My first job was in the summer of 2003. My first paycheck came in after 2 weeks of giving me enough money to buy a PS2 and WWE SmackDown. Shut your mouth.
Hell yeah, Josh.
I love the title. Shut your mouth.
And Here Comes the Pain and Know Your Role.
Know
Greatest
your role.
SmackDown wrestling games ever. Come at me.
And Metal Gear Solid 2, the first console that was officially mine, bought with my own money, and was a great way to escape reality when my car was stolen the following week. God
Josh,
damn.
man. I know it happened 17 years ago, but Josh, I'm sorry that happened, man.
Now, Josh and Ray, guess how old I was when the PS2 came out?
Oh, gee,
I was 9 years old.
Ugh.
I was 9 years old.
I was 12 going on 13.
Ah, the formative years indeed, dude.
Formative years, yeah.
Here's the thing. I got GTA San Andreas when I was about like 13 as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was still the Bush administration, so like that's how I'm thinking it. It was like week 2 of the Iraq War, and that's when I got it. It was like after mission accomplished, my mom's like, all right, Joe, here's San Andreas to celebrate freedom and oil. And so like for me, San Andreas was like my... If there is a game that's like, that's the PS2, it's San Andreas. 110%. That is the game that I look at. Like, I know everybody hates the eating and the working out and the hot coffee, but like I loved all that. It made me really feel like I was living in this world. And to me, it has some, like, I could still tell you how to get from your home all around like the first original city. Like San Andreas was such a great game and so ahead of its time. And it was it just felt so fucking good. Unfortunately, when I was a kid, I got stuck in the San Francisco map with that fucking airplane remote control thing. Bullshit. Bullshit level. Hate it.
I can't believe I totally forgot about these, but also God of War 1 and 2. Like,
ooh.
Again,
Kyle, you're 12 years old.
Yeah, it was a great time. I actually distinctly remember. I don't know what the reasoning was.
Your mom's like, he's just playing the first level over and over again.
You know what was really funny though with that is like I pre-ordered Vice City. I think it was Vice City at Toys R Us with my dad. And when we went to go pick it up, the person at the counter was like, "You realize what this game's about?" To my dad, and my dad just looks at me. He's like, "He's a good kid. Let's do it." I was like, "Okay, shit. I appreciate you, Dad." But like,
your dad is the parent that we all hate at GameStop.
I completely agree, but I appreciate you, Dad, for allowing that to happen.
Yep.
One of my best memories from just like buying a game, other than that one, is we didn't have any Best Buys near us. The clearest Best Buy was like up the island, and we were up there for some reason. And I walked in, and I remember hearing all about GTA 3, and Final Fantasy X just came out, and I was like, "Oh, which one can I get?" Like, I only have enough for one, and then doing the whole thing, looking at my mom, was like, "Oh, I really want both. Like, can I have both, please? I'll do extra chores." So that day, I got two of my favorite games of all time. I got Final Fantasy X and Grand Theft Auto 3 on the same day, and that was awesome. Probably my greatest pickup day ever.
ever.
It's awesome.
Aren't those days the best?
Oh, so good.
I know my worst pickup game.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah, my brother traded in our Super Nintendo and all of our Super Nintendo games for. Just wait for it. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, and he never fucking played it. Famous Seamus, I'm gonna move away from that awful memory. He writes, I'll always remember playing Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 with my older brother, playing Twisted Metal Black, and its opening, and watching my brother beat Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Dude, Battlefront 1 and 2, again, party games, those lived on my PlayStation. God, to me, first Battlefront's the best Battlefront, but Battlefront 2 is fantastic. Fantastic. With that, Kyle, listen.
Twisted Metal Black doesn't get a whole lot of love that it deserves either. Yeah. Each driver having its own twisted, pun intended, story was very eye-opening for a young kid like myself. Like, holy crap. They really went all about it.
We'll have David Jaffe on the show one day. He'll tell us all about it. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Joe.
Of the happy news and memories.
Yeah. Happy 20th, PS2.
Yeah.
Rebecca Valentine from GamesIndustry.biz writes, ESA moves ahead with E3 2020 despite coronavirus concerns. The Electronic Software Association, or the ESA, plans to move forward with E3 plans despite growing concerns over the spread of the novel coronavirus, or COVID-19. Quote, everyone is watching the situation very closely, said the ESA in a statement to Vice Games. We will continue to be vigilant as our first priority is the health, wellness, and safety of all of our exhibitors and attendees. Given what we know at this time, we are moving ahead full speed with E3 2020 planning. Exhibit and registration sales are on track for an exciting show in June, end quote. This statement came in the wake of the indefinite postponement of the Games Developers Conference, or GDC, after a flurry of major companies dropped out of the event due to COVID-19 concerns. Update.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're moving at the speed of light today. With the city of Los Angeles having declared a state of emergency today, the ESA has issued a new statement on the situation. Quote, the health and safety of our attendees, exhibitors, partners, and staff is our top priority. While the ESA continues to plan for a safe and successful E3 show June 9th through 11th of 2020, we are monitoring and evaluating the situation daily, end quote. With the city of Los Angeles having... Is that the same thing twice? Yeah, it is. So that's okay. That is the quote that ESA put out because of the state of emergency.
Yeah. It is crazy to see, we talked about it. I mean, we've been talking about it every freaking week so far, right? But even the beginning of the show, someone has it 15 minutes away from where I live. Like, it's getting real. It's getting serious. And, to me, my guttural reaction is anger, not at just people not washing their fucking hands, but also people not washing their fucking hands. No, but also like the YouTubers and commentators that were so quick to jump on PlayStation for dropping out of GDC and PAX East, whether justified or slight overreaction. But you're not seeing this. This is real. And Ray's getting a lot of love this episode, rightfully so. So remember, patreon.com/badbit. And he asked, how is this going to affect the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X launch? And the fact is, it's already affecting it.
Yeah.
This update, I mean, the city of Los Angeles is under a state of emergency. We're hearing everyone but the Trump administration say it's only going to get worse from here until it gets better. So, things are serious. 100%. What are your thoughts, Kyle? Your first reactions?
First reactions are, it is shocking that this outbreak scenario is actually real life.
Yeah.
I think it's the first thing that pops into my head. Good on LA for shutting it down, and good on ESA for hopefully evaluating it and going the correct way with it.
Yeah.
It might seem crazy that from 3 months from now, they're planning ahead and trying to look into if they're going to cancel E3, but like that thing can spread pretty fast, and in those 3 months, and if anyone is upset over this, like, reevaluate your priorities. It is the health of everyone involved. That is what needs to come first, no matter what. It's just games. It's just games.
It's just trailers. It's just trailers of games that are gonna get delayed.
Absolutely. And like when it comes to the games now, everyone's complaining about their backlog. You just have more time to play your backlog.
Yeah.
If that's the end, if that's what you're truly worried about.
We have to deflate hype culture for just a second here and think about what's really important. And stop thinking of other businesses' strategies and just think about what is the best way that I can prevent shit like this happening to me. Because
wash your fucking hands.
Wash your fucking hands, that's for sure. Cough like Barack taught us, bend to the elbow, cough like that. Don't cough in your hands. Guy in the waiting room yesterday, I'm looking at you, you coughed in your hands, and then you had something in your eye and you poked your eye. You're infected. You're infected, and I'm not dealing with your stupidity, sir. Just wash your fucking hands. Don't go to crowded ass places if you don't have to be there. That's why, like, for me, I am not going to E3 this year. I've had no plans. It's kind of solidified that like it's a no go for me. Yeah. It really isn't that important at the end of the day.
I mean, we were just at PAX, and there were thousands of people there, and I was definitely much more cognizant of like me touching my face, making sure I got the hand sanitizer, and good on every game booth. They had sanitizer there. They were wiping down everything to a certain degree. And
dude, there were people waiting, like employees. Shout out to the
escalator
PAX team, on the escalators with disinfectant wipes, just leaving it there so like people wouldn't get sick. It was awesome. Like, unfortunately, when it comes to something like E3, you can't really preemptively. I mean, you can preemptively prepare, but like, disinfectant wipes isn't going to help you when people from across the globe's coming into your event.
Yeah,
and it's just more bad news for a convention that is already on the brink of irrelevancy, and it looks like, it's just not looking good.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be like the Monday morning quarterback of like, well, what's going to happen next year at E3? What's going to happen there? I wonder if they could come back. To me, that's not the concern. I just want people to be safe.
Yep.
And it looks like it might be canceled, but please don't get disheartened. Please don't get angry. It's people's safety. Yeah. There are already dozens that have died in the U.S. alone. I think we're reaching over a dozen, over like 80,000 people. So like, think of others for just a sec,
And if it does get canceled, then we'll have some dope directs all weekend long of games.
And you've got to touch anybody. It's the best thing.
No. Just hang out with us as we do trailer reactions and live E3 show reactions.
But still wash your fucking hands. Because guess what? Your keyboard is nastier than your goddamn toilet. Wash your fucking hands.
And take a shower while we're at it, please. And use deodorant.
Yeah, please.
There were some smelly people at PAX.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, quick sidebar. Yeah. When it comes to this virus thing,
sure.
There was a thing on News 12 here on the island. A big like breaking news. Yeah. The coronavirus is impacting Baby Yoda production toys.
No.
So the Baby Yoda toys are in danger of not coming out as quickly as they can.
Son of a bitch.
They're taking it from us. How dare you, coronavirus?
We have to stop the coronavirus before more Baby Yoda production is affected. Kyle, on to the next story, sir.
Matt Kim from IGN writes, Sony names new head of Santa Monica studio. Earlier today, Google announced a brand new video game studio in Playa Vista, California, created to develop games exclusively for Stadia. To head up the new studio, Google tapped the former God of War executive producer, Shannon Studstill, to lead the new endeavor. As for Santa Monica Studio, PlayStation has announced a new studio head to replace her. In a statement to IGN, Santa Monica Studio has announced Yumi Yang, a 19-year veteran at PlayStation, with an extensive background in product development and heavy involvement across many of Santa Monica Studios' biggest games, as the next studio head for its Santa Monica location. Quote, her project management prowess and meticulous oversight of 2018's God of War helped the title fully realize its groundbreaking potential, a spokesperson said in the statement. After nearly 2 decades and countless substantial contributions to Santa Monica Studios' rich legacy, Yumi has the unquestioned respect and trust of her peers. With her vast experience and deep understanding of the studio's distinct creative DNA, she is perfectly positioned to lead Santa Monica Studio to a bold and exciting future.
So, happy and sad news. Shannon is the head. A lot of people kind of mistake Cory Barlog as the head of the studio. He's not. He's just one of the creative directors there. I believe they're a 2-team team.
I believe so, yes.
So, yeah, he's underneath Shannon Studstill in terms of, seniority there at Santa Monica Studio. So let's get the first thing out of the way first, all right? People are like, is Santa Monica in danger? Because they just lost the head of the studio. Mm-hmm. Everything's gone awry. Kyle, cats and dogs are getting together? It's madness. It's lunacy. What's going on at Santa Monica?
Business is what's happening, because it happens all the time.
It's fine.
Obviously, it sucks that Shannon's leaving, because Shannon has been there for a very long time, and a lot of Santa Monica stuff has run through Shannon. But if you've watched the Raising Kratos documentary, it was Shannon and Yumi throughout the whole process, and how well they kind of nurtured the game, specifically Yumi, and like made sure God of War is what it is today. So Santa Monica's in good hands. I have no issues with Yumi taking over.
I thought for a second, where the way it was written, it was a Yumi Yang, a 19-year, and I was like, a 19-year-old?
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Can you
for
imagine?
A kid.
Oh, my God.
They got to go through their hormones and all that shit.
At 19 going through hormones?
I don't know. We're all stupid at 19, man.
That's true. That's true.
We're all doing the do. It's nuts. But like, as a 19-year veteran, the company's fine. It's literally almost 2 decades right there of experience. The studio's fine. Everybody relax. Okay, I've seen a lot of Xbox fans very worried. Don't worry, guys. Worry about yourself. We here at PlayStation, perfectly fine. Don't worry about us.
We're good.
We're good. You got you. We got us. We're fine, fam. Secondly, Shannon is betraying us. That cold-hearted woman. She's going to Stadia? Google? Stadia? What do you feel about this move? I mean, it would be one thing if it's Microsoft, but Google? What's your first thoughts there, Kyle?
I don't mind it. Okay. Like, I get from Google's standpoint, like, you want to get somebody that has experience running a major developer and bringing these major AAA titles to fruition. And I think it's a good get for them, because, like, I can't think of any Stadia exclusives, because I refuse to call it Stadia. It's Stadia exclusives. It's a whole X and cross debate again.
That's what the dev at Baldur's Gate told me at PAX East.
Well, I'm sorry, Baldur's Gate dev. Stadia needs more exclusives. They need, because I can think of, yes, it's a time exclusive, I guess, but Baldur's Gate's 3. You have that smaller title that I think was at launch. Guilt. Thank you. I don't know if that's timed or that is strictly just an exclusive to Stadia. They need something to incentivize people to go out and use this service.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, everybody's been beating this dead horse of, like, Google Stadia is dead. There's a lot of critiques we can throw right now, right? Like, this should have happened years ago. Let's be real right now. Like, Stadia should have been acquiring folks years ago. And the fact that, like, we got Jade Raymond and she was just hired last year to work on one AAA game for this service is ridiculous. It kind of goes to show, though, Stadia isn't down and out. Look, if they're hiring Shannon, that game's not getting made for at least 5 years, for the very least. They're in it for the long haul. They know that they messed up. It's kind of like with Microsoft with the Xbox One. They know they done goofed, but now look at them. They're in a power position. They're the underdog, and people have rounded around them as the movers and shakers of the industry when it comes to things like cross-play, cross-progression, and Game Pass. So, like, let's not just strictly say Google Stadia is dead. Is it on the right path? No. There's still a lot of things that need to be fixed. And Google could cancel this thing tomorrow, but Microsoft could cancel Xbox if they wanted tomorrow. The whole idea, and they wouldn't, I'm just saying, just settle down. I'm just saying that the whole idea that, Google cancels everything. Well, like, billion-dollar companies cancel all sorts of things. Microsoft canceled Surface. You know what I mean? Like, the table. Surface was originally a goddamn table. Like, Apple's still fooling around with a van robot. Like, billion-dollar companies, don't worry about where their money's going. Don't worry. It's going to be fine. But good luck, Shannon. I wish the best for you. You fucking traitor. Kyle, on to, I think, the lightning news.
Cue the lightning effects.
Patreon.com, maybe we get
this first bit of lightning news comes straight from the blog itself. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Control, Wolfenstein 2, and more join PS Now in March. Hello, PlayStation Now fans! We're excited to announce a new batch of PlayStation 4 games joining the PlayStation Now library in March. Starting March 3rd, PS Now subscribers can enjoy 11 new games, including Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Control, and Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, which are available to stream and download. These games will join the PlayStation Now library of more than 800 PS4, PS3, and PS2 games in all. Here are those 11 games. Control, available until Monday, August 31st. Dead or Alive 5, Last Round. NASCAR Heat 3, Knights of Azure. Knights of Azure 2, Bride of the New Moon. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, available until August 31st. Tukiden 2, Tukiden Kiwami, Warriors All-Stars, and Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus.
Kyle, this might be one of the best, if not the best month for PlayStation Now so far.
Hell yeah.
This is awesome. I mean, we got two games that you really want people to play, and they're there for $9.99.
Yep, my game of the year of last year in Control, and one of the best first-person shooters of this gen in Wolfenstein 2.
And I mean, NASCAR Heat 3? Are we just going to simply ignore the racing game of whatever generation?
The 13th installment of Romance of the Three Kingdoms? Like, hell yeah, let's go.
Dude, Tawokiden Kiwami? Come on. Or Tawikiden? I know people are gonna get hurt if I pronounce it wrong.
I think it's what did I say? Tukinen? Tokinen?
I think it's Tawikiden. I don't know. Listen, good month. It's a really
very
good month. And I think PlayStation's finally starting to throw some cash at some big names to get people into the PS Now ecosystem. Because, let's be honest, Game Pass has been running it right now for the past few months. I mean, it's amazing. Like, that's why I turn on my Xbox, is for games that are on Game Pass, and that's it. So, like, to me, this is awesome. It's a good get as well that Control's here and not on Game Pass as of right now, as of this episode. It's cool.
It's also a good get because Control is nominated for a ton of BAFTAs.
That is true.
And it's like, hey, you want to know why Control is nominated for, I think, 11 BAFTAs?
Tied with Death Stranding. Yep.
Come check out PS Now and download or stream it. Like,
I know I traded in Control because I platinumed it. There's nothing more I can do. But when they announced DLC literally a day after I traded it in, and I felt like an idiot, now this gives me an excuse to go back.
Yeah.
What's the next thing that you added in here, Kyle, if you don't mind me asking you?
The PS Plus games from March are Shadows of the Colossus and Sonic Forces, as well as a Predator Hunting Grounds trial from March 27th to March 29th.
Man, we get one of the greatest science fiction horror games, or horror franchises on
in
board
Sonic
this
Forces.
Yep. We got, one of the best games possibly ever made that has just such a strong niche audience.
In Sonic Forces.
And then you got Shadow of the Colossus. Like, that's nuts. You got a genre-defining game and Shadow of the Colossus for free.
Yeah, it's a solid month.
Do you think it's a solid month?
Because of Shadow. Even though it's not my cup of tea, it is
Do you mean
hands
Sonic
down.
Forces? Because Shadow the Hedgehog's in Sonic Forces.
I could care less about Sonic Forces, but
Okay.
even though Shadow is not my cup of tea, I can recognize it as being one of the best games that PlayStation has ever put out, and it means a lot for gaming just in general, at least from a artistic standpoint and storytelling standpoint. So like, it's dope that it's out there.
Now, Kyle, I have a question for you.
I
What are
might
you
have an answer.
possibly doing March 27th to the 29th?
What would I be doing?
I know what you
probably
could
playing
be
the
doing.
show.
God damn it, Kyle. No, you could be playing Predator Hunting Grounds
Yes,
with
100%.
me and the community.
Hell
Again,
yeah.
if you're interested in Predator Hunting Grounds, there's a free trial. Again, the 27th to the 29th of March. I don't know the day for sure. We'll nail it down probably next week, but I will definitely be playing with anybody who wants to jump in, who wants to give this a go. I played it at PAX East. I really enjoyed it, and so let's see how this game fares. End of March. It's dope.
I'm excited.
You know what? I'm excited too. I hope Ilphonic nothing but the best. But Kyle, I got a question for you, okay? And I ask it each and every gosh dang week. Are you holding on to something?
Yes.
Prepare the drop. Each and every week, PlayStation drops the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation onto the PlayStation storefront. The only problem is that there are way too many awesome games to list, so each host picks one game of their choosing and talks about why you should play it. This week, it was absolute dog shit. But
It's not
Kyle,
great.
what did you put on here, buddy?
I picked the most menacing game on this list called
Yeah?
Syrup and the Ultimate Suite. It is on PS4 and Vita. Long live the Vita, and it's also cross-buy. Syrup finds a candy golem in her basement. Could the two become friends and finally complete the Ultimate Suite? In a magical town, there lives a candy alchemist, Syrup, who one day discovers a candy golem in her basement. Where did she come from? Who could have made her? Go find out. I love how the description just rephrases the sentence twice in a row. But it is if fellow trophy hunters out there know this publisher, it is a Radalaka game. I think I'm saying that correctly. The only reason they're still in business is because the platinums are super easy to get, like within an hour or 2 hours. So like, if I can get 2 platinums out of this,
Kyle,
I'm all for it. And I love candy, so let's go. Ultimate Suite, I want to know what it is.
Maybe if you buy it twice.
I don't. I buy it once.
Fantasy,
It's cross-buy.
Okay, well, when you enact cross-buy, maybe you unlock that Final Fantasy dynamic.
Is it a Nestle product, the Ultimate Suite? Is it just going to show up as a Nestle Crunch Bar?
Ooh,
That's the Ultimate Suite?
Probably.
All right.
I don't know. Kyle, listen, I'm very horsed, but I gotta get through this game. Dog, literally like a dog. Fighter, World War II. New Sky Battle Royale has arrived. Real dogs, like fucking like 4 paws and everything. Fighting Battle Royale based in World War II, like Nazis and shit. Be a part of the grand sky battle with warplanes such as Mustang, Spitfire, and Messerschmitt.
Messerschmitt.
Again, you said that a little bit too well, Kyle.
What are you trying to say?
What are you fucking hiding? Zero Zen. Customize the way you want with 40 people. You are the ruler of the sky. Kyle, when I saw this game, I tried to find a trailer for it. Because there's literally a dog in a pilot seat.
My question is it dogs?
Maybe. Okay. But I couldn't find the trailer. It doesn't exist. And when I click the link to the game, it says error not found. I need this game. Because I'm picturing the battle in Up. And if it's anything like that, I'm 110% in. Also, Nazi fantastic. Dogs. Think about that. What type? Like, what are the Nazi dogs all about?
I don't know.
They don't like poodles. Like what?
I'm trying to see a screenshot or anything. Yeah, there is nothing.
We don't like pugs. Pugs are gross and they don't have a snout.
That is insane.
I mean, they're all like German, what was it? German hound dogs or whatever,
German Shepherds?
German Shepherds, there you go.
German Hound Dog.
I don't know, man. Kyle, listen. It comes to this part of the show called Andy House's Snail Mail. Now, yes, Andrew House doesn't work at PlayStation anymore. That's just a fact. But it doesn't stop me by going into his house each and every week, stealing his shit, sometimes his mail. Just to prove a point. Now, you could, theoretically, send us a question at PS Trophy Room on Twitter or the Casa de Bad Bit Discord server. You could do that. That's pretty rational. But you know what's more fun? Writing your letter over to Andrew House, sending it over, me scuba diving my way into Andrew House's house, taking his mail, and this week, guess what I got? Got some doubloons, and I got 3 pieces of mail. The first one comes from Josh. He writes
Why'd you go doubloons there? Why is that the thing? I could have sworn you were going to say Turkish delight.
No, because, look, doubloons are pirate-themed, so is Andrew House a pirate? No. But, rich people, right? The 1%.
Yeah.
They probably have, a fucking expensive vase. They have some fucking, African mask, sitting there. Like Killmonger. You know what I mean? Like, in the beginning of Black Panther, he all stole that shit and appropriated it for his own. So I'm thinking there's at least a doubloon here or there, just as a knickknack, like a paperweight. So yes, stacks are very heavy. Letitia, 3 doubloons will do.
Yeah.
Josh writes in, with Microsoft receiving praise with the smart delivery option, do you see Sony extending their cross-buy options to do the same thing? Kyle, what say you? Why?
If PlayStation wants to continue being the consumer-friendly company, it's a no-brainer.
I think Microsoft keeps putting them in very vicarious positions, precarious positions, because all of a sudden they champion crossplay, and real talk. From what I'm aware of, they didn't champion crossplay because it was the most consumer-friendly thing to do, but a lot of developers and a lot of publishers at a certain point were just like, we need crossplay in our games. Live service games are a thing. Put this in your services. They were on your platforms, because our games need to extend their lifespan as long as possible. Mm-hmm. And Microsoft saw that messaging from places like Ubisoft and from these indie games. They're just like, all right, we'll pick it up, and bam, they championed it, and the people bought it. I bought it. I'm in, and I'm thankful that they championed it, and bam, it's there. Cross-platform, cross-progression, that's all there because Microsoft made Sony cave. Remember the Fortnite thing. I always say it, play together, craft together with the Minecraft commercial between Nintendo and Xbox. That is a crazy-ass commercial, and it's because Xbox wanted to put Sony in a very awkward position.
Yeah.
So I think if Sony's smart, they do the same thing. They go, okay, smart delivery. Mm-hmm. And it's for all of our games starting right now, starting with The Last of Us, starting with Ghost of Tsushima, all these games going forward will have smart delivery. You want to handle the next question, sir?
Absolutely. The hypest of hypecasters writes in, if you could only pick one game to be a PS5 launch title, which would have the greatest impact? Number 1, Spider-Man 2, Carnage in the Multiverse. Number 2, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, New Worlds. Number 3, Gods of War. Number 4, Persona 6, All Kink, No Stink.
More like 2 of the big ones.
Oh, God. Sorry, Tamal, son. Antonio, these are great choices.
That was disgusting. I might actually have to edit that. Beep it. That was really gross. My apologies.
That was real gross. I don't even know how to get past that.
You don't.
These 4 choices that Antonio brought to the table, Joe.
Yeah.
which one of these fake games, these are totally off Antonio's brain, would have the biggest impact to
Spider-Man.
you? Yeah?
Yeah, Spider-Man's the highest selling PlayStation 4 game. Spider-Man, easy.
I guess so.
I would love Gods of War, but like that ain't happening. And even if it did, I mean, it would sell gangbusters. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to push systems like a Spider-Man would.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's definitely Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Not because I think that is the most likely out of those four, but just because imagine the PS5, the launch game is a female-led game, and it's the face of the new generation of PlayStation. I think that would speak wonders, and I think that would have a great impact going forward.
Actually, I think that'd be, you know what, that's dope. I'd like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I met an Aloy cosplayer as well. She was wonderful.
Oh, at PAX?
Yeah. I saw two Aloys.
They're always so good. Whenever they do Aloy, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. This question comes from Steven Weber, and it's multifaceted. So I'll first go to read a tweet from Brian from PS4 Trophies. He says, had a dream. PlayStation 5 added a new trophy type. It was the Emerald Trophy, considered a live service trophy where a dev can add one Emerald Trophy a week, worth less points than a Bronze, but new trophies available for weekly challenges and such. And he said, retweet PlayStation, make it so. Back to Steve's question. What's your thoughts on this? I personally like the idea of expanding trophies to accommodate modern service-based games, but the clutter that it could come along with is troublesome. Kyle, what say you, sir?
I kind of like it.
Why?
I think when it comes, how dare I? I think when it comes to a trophy hunter with these live service games, once you do the trophy list, it's just like, okay. I mean, I can just go out and grind for better loot, which I totally understand. But like, getting that extra incentive to keep playing is always something that is good for the player when it comes to trophies and stuff. Okay. So in my mind, I think this could totally work. I think where games put out like DLC packs and they each have their own trophy list and whatnot, I think they can do that and just have it be like 2 Emerald trophies per season. Right? So it's not just a ton. I'm not saying give 10, 15, right, every month or whatever. But like, let's say a season is a couple months. There's like 2 extra Emerald trophies you can get that once that season is gone, once the time frame is gone for these Emerald trophies, you can never get them again. So it's kind of like bragging rights. Like, hey, I did this while you guys were left the game. Like, I have this, like...
I don't like that idea. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Games change. And so, like, if you bring a game like Fortnite, where, like, they're changing shit constantly, one trophy might be out of date in the next month. Because let's just say they're like, do X amount of damage with the automatic shotgun. And then 3 months from now, Fortnite decides, or Epic decides, you know what? No more automatic shotguns. They're overpowered. Anybody coming in, they're fucked. And any new players coming in, that's a daunting task. What if we met in the middle, though? What if we had not trophies per se, but like, hey, gang, for this week, do this objective, get a free theme or a free icon.
I like that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like an avatar for your PSN profile.
Yeah. And sure, that's going to take time and effort for devs to put in there, but can't be too much time if it's like a silly little icon. And it gives you a little bragging rights. It keeps you playing as well. So I think that would be far more dope. You know?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know, I'm a pretty fair dude. And with that, Kyle, that's the first half of this episode. But guess what? We've got also the PAX stuff that we've done for everyone attached to this episode.
Our sleepy packs.
I haven't listened back to it, but It's probably incoherent, and I can't wait. We have so much more ideas after this PAX coming to PAX together. There's so much things that we've learned, and so many things that we want to do next time around that we didn't get the chance to. So this episode is super exciting because instead of just walking you through every single game we played, we wanted to make sure that we're giving shout outs to the games that impacted us the most. And so, yeah, what you're about to see is our top 5, but kind of actually like top 9 games of PAX East. So, Kyle, before we head on out, though, go ahead and pip your stuff.
As always, I like to pimp myself, WhoDatNinja73 on Twitter and on PSN. My show all about the best friends of the Kind of Funny community. Best Friends Talk Funny at BFS Talk Funny on Twitter. I just recently crossed 4,000 listens total on that show, so I'm very, very excited about it. And speaking of our PAX coverage, if you want to know every single thing that we played on the other gaming show that I do, Platform Agnostic, Joe was gracious enough to do a day-by-day rundown with myself and Mike Towndrow at Mix Towndrow on Twitter, and at Plat Agnostic on Twitter. We ran through every single game we played on the show floor and went into depth about what the games are about. So this thing you're about to listen for us is only our top 9, top 10, but we ran through, I think, total over 50 games combined from everybody. So like, go check that out. It was a lot of fun. Tiring. Yeah. But it was great.
Tiring. And let me tell you something. Spoiler alert. Rip and tear, man. I can't wait. 2020, man. If we survive to see 2021, what a hell of a year it's going to be.
For sure.
And you can find, of course, me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter, Badbit Games on YouTube, where you can find the video version of the show. You can find the audio versions on anywhere you get an RSS feed that's not SoundCloud. Easy as that. Please rate us 5 stars as well on iTunes. If we get a 5-star review, guess what we do? We read it out loud, give you a shout out, and all that good stuff. I know we got some in, but it's late, and I'm tired, and I forgot. That's on me. But we'll get to them next week. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation.